When you have the opportunity to speak with the Baha'i friends, as you many times do, about transformation, what are some of the things that you share with the friends?
To be honest with you, after retirement, I felt some unsettlement because of having studied the Baha'i writings and many other holy scriptures. I've read good part of the Bible and good part of the Quran and some of the Buddhist writings, but there was still something lacking, and therefore I wanted to go back and reflect further. And I came across a concise book uh, written by Deepak Chopra called The Seven Spiritual Laws of Success. And that was very useful for me. As we know, as Baha'is, we believe that the main tenets of all religions, the foundation of all religions is one, and the moral teachings are the same. So therefore, when Deepak Chopra was talking to me through this book, it was as if a Christian or a Muslim or a Baha'i is talking to me, and I didn't see any difference there, and therefore I read it, and then I put together what I had studied in terms of the holy writings, and then it made a lot more sense. Um, and and in that respect, I can articulate some of what I have found in terms of what I call personal transformation.
Once you told me a story of a discussion about purity of heart. Perhaps you can share this story with us.
That's actually an interesting story because last year I went, or it was this year, earlier this year I went to summer school, a Baha'i summer school in Tennessee, and the speaker there raised a question in the presence of about 200 Baha'is, and he asked, "What do you think is the most important uh, principle of the Baha'i faith according to Baha'u'llah?" And so somebody said, "Search after truth." Somebody says that racial unity is the most challenging issue, equality of men and women. And then unity of the whole human race, and that's what I was thinking about, oneness of the humankind. And he was saying that all of these are nice, but it seemed like Baha'u'llah said something else to be the most important principle of the Baha'i faith. And so this was again another challenge for me. That I've been a Baha'i all my life. I've read all these writings, and this gentleman is asking what the most important principle is, and I can't really articulate it or understand it. And he said, "It seems to me it is a pure heart." And then, of course, he went to the document, the hidden words, the first passage of the hidden words. Baha'u'llah says, "My first counsel is this." He says, "My first counsel is this: possess a kindly, pure, and radiant heart." And then I started thinking about all Baha'u'llah's writing about purity of the heart, and that seems to be the most important principle in the faith, and that is really the beginning of personal transformation.
There is a passage in the writings of Baha'u'llah in the Seven Valleys and the Four Valleys. It says something to the effect that we should always see the end in the beginning. That if we are seeing a storm, we should be able to see in that storm the springtime. If we see darkness, we should be able to see the light that's coming. And so it does not admit for any moment the opportunity to see something as devastating, but rather to see it as an opportunity. How do you think this plays in the process of personal transformation?
I had read Seven Valleys many times, maybe over 10 times. And I'd come across this passage that you referred to and many other passages. Uh, but still, I feel myself again like at the beginning of the path of personal transformation. So the Seven Valleys, although some years back I thought that I got it and I understand it, but at this time I feel that I'm still a little farther away from understanding it. this idea of the beginning and the end, and all of that, and the total, the ending values, you're becoming nothing and nothingness, all of that. It still makes some sense, but still I'm struggling to understand it. So I'm on a much lower path on this path of personal transformation that we'll be discussing.